Welcome, fight fans, to MMA Roundup with your host, Randy Silver. Today we have your UFC 294 post-fight show, highlights, press conference reactions. From Twitter, now X, YouTube, Instagram, and so much more, I pulled together everything on the internet so we can have a full breakdown for you. This concludes our series around UFC 294. We've also showed you why the fights fell apart to begin with and how they came back together. We did the whole weigh-ins and face-offs. We did the fight breakdown. So now we're here for your post-fight show. Was it the best card? However, it does not matter. It was entertaining. Let's break it down for you and show you what happened. So how did Islam win? Let's show you. And here's a sick photo. Let's see if we can zoom in really quick for you. With Volk in the back right there. After I was done recording, Khabib came out with this on Instagram, congratulating Islam and saying why he was not the fight. He's done cornering people in MMA and he's moved on in his career. If you watch UFC Embedded, it's not like Khabib's not training. He's still running his gyms and helping the fighters prepare. He's just not going to be in the corners. He wants to spend more time at home with his family. After the fight, they hug it out in the ring. Hasbullah has been in Islam's corner all week. Great to see right here. Again, doing that for that social media stuff. Who's next? Justin Gaethje. That's who he thinks is next. He deserves it. The BMF title. Also, of course, the reason why Volk was in this fight was because Charles Oliveira got cut above his eye the week before the fight. Technically, he could be next as well. So who does Dana think is next? He thinks this could be Charles. What do fighters have to say about the fight? He was always susceptible to a southpaw, Conor McGregor. Gaethje said I'm next. Brunson, that could be career changing. One, for Volk not being able to go up to lightweight anymore to try to become champ. And two, Islam supplanting his legacy. Mike Perry, Islam looks sharp. Murphy, what a performance. McKinney, Islam's that dude. Dalby, what a finish. Jake Paul, Islam check. I love that they put Jake Paul in here with all these MMA fighters. Cool. Volk exits the ring right here. You can see as he exits the ring, feeling sad, feeling disappointed. Obviously, took this fight on basically 10 days' notice, trying to go up. Talked so much about legacy and becoming champ. Tough loss for him, of course. Dana White, what do you think about the win?
Head kick?
Yeah,
spectacular. I mean, listen, Crow Cop-esque. What do I think of the head kick?
Yeah.
Spectacular. I mean, listen, Crow Cop-esque head kick. Islam talked a lot about coming in and revenging, and setting the record straight on how everybody felt about the last fight. And, it wasn't one of those situations where you say, that Alexander came in on short notice and gassed out or anything. He went in there and finished it. Impressive win by him.
I would agree. Very impressive win. First round TKO. You have to give him props. What does Volk think about it?
Yeah, man, that's the game, eh? Call me. Good. I haven't properly watched it back, but, got me. Went straight over. He went nice and high, even though I was shelling, so maybe it was something that they were planning, so credit to him.
Up until that point, how were you feeling in the fight?
I felt strong. I felt strong in there, but I wanted to. Obviously, I've been telling you, obviously want to put some hands on him and whatnot. I wanted to pull the trigger, but I don't know, it just felt. It felt a little weird in there. I just felt that little bit hesitant, which I didn't expect. I was I was waiting for something. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go, and then he got me.
Also, Alex talked about the mental struggle he had before this fight.
Yeah, man. That's the game, eh? Call me. Again, he's not somebody you should be taking a short notice with, but I needed it. Again, obviously, a lot of people will say it's for the money and all that, but it was much more than that. What I mean? It is hard. It really is hard for athletes. Sorry. I never thought I'd struggle with it, but I mean, like, for some reason, when I wasn't fighting or in camp, I just do my head in. You know what I mean? I needed a fight, and then this opportunity come up, and you know, I'll be honest, I wasn't training as much as I should have, but I thought I had to, I had to do it. I had to take it. I thought it would be, you know, I'm telling myself it's meant to be. Obviously, I was struggling a little bit, not fighting, doing my head in. I don't know how. Everything's fine. I've got a beautiful family, but I don't know. You know, I think you just need to keep busy. So that's why, I just ask the UFC to, just keep me busy, because, I need to be keeping busy. I need to be in camp. Otherwise, I'm going to do my head in. So, that's I'll leave it at that.
So one thing about Alex that most people forget, before he was in the UFC, he was in rugby, which is wild to think about. So he's a two-sport star. So he's just been competing his whole life. Before this fight, he had the elbow surgery. Coming in here, he needed the fight. They're literally fighting 360 days a year, if it's in a fighting camp, if it's in a real fight, whatever it may be. So when they don't have fights and they're just sitting down, like, that's not what their body and mind's training for, so it's weird for them. What else did some people say? You can see here, game-bred fighter. That's Jorge Masvidal. Real fighter, real as it gets. Dominic Cruz, greatest moment of my life was realizing I don't need a belt to be happy. So fighters get it. Great to see, and I appreciate Volk being honest there. Taking into the second fight, of course. So what's Volk going to do next before we dive in? Volk wants to fight in January against Ilya Topuria, defend his flyweight title. If that gash above his eye is good to go, that will happen. Chimaev, look at the look Chimaev gave Usman before the fight. Wild. Did not want to run up on that. Chimaev won the first round. We talked about 10-8. Second, third round, very low output, especially for him. After the fight, Chimaev said he thinks he broke his hand in the first round, which would make total sense why he did not wrestle or punch much in those 2 rounds. But he did enough to win. Zlatan, the guy looked like. Was at the fights. Got a picture with Chimaev, which is sick. What do other fighters think about the fight? McGregor, not tremendous fight. Could have become a instant classic with 5 rounds. Unfortunately, it was 3. I would love to see co-main events where there's a lot on the line, especially number 1 contender match, be 5 rounds. Vettori, not impressed. Speech was good. What was the speech about? He talked about peace, love, happiness. Stop fighting. Stop having kids be killed by all that's going on in the world right now. Ronaldo Martino. Kamara Usman was champ for a reason. 5 rounds, full camp. He beats Chimaev. Good fight, but not a 10-8. They were saying that first round was not a 10-8. Chimaev had ground control for 4 minutes. Did he do a lot? Probably not. But Usman did nothing in that round, so I can understand why. Merab, congrats to Chimaev. Justin, 2 10-8s. These guys are out here crazy. Suarez, scorecards were all over. So what was the actual scorecards? Let me see if I can pop it up for you. One scorecard, Chimaev won 29-27. You can see it was 10-8. And then Usman won the second round, but not the third. Another scorecard, 10-8 in the first round. And then Usman won second and third, 28-28. So that would be a draw. Third scorecard, Usman lost 10-8 again. And then 10-9 for Chimaev in the second round, which it clearly looked like it went to Usman, honestly. And then Usman won the third round, 27-29. So I'm not sure how they saw these fights, just very different. What does Dana White think?
And he's fighting, the greatest welterweight of all time, a very tough, crafty veteran, and Khamzat was built here during COVID. I mean, the kid's unbelievably talented. We need to keep him more active. That's what we need to do.
Did you score it the way the judges had it? You had it 2 rounds to Khamzat, 1 to Kamara. How did you have it scored?
How did I score it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't score. I mean, the first round was, there's a lot of talks about 10-8s. First round was probably a 10-8 round. So from there, I don't know.
What has been the issue with keeping Khamzat busy? Is it been travel issues? Has it been his schedule? What's the issue with keeping Khamzat busy?
Well, there's been issues in the past. Hopefully there's not issues now. Hopefully his hand's not broken, and hopefully we can do this title fight. Khamzat.
The title fight would be against Sean Strickland for the middleweight title at 185. Hopefully we get that in the next 6 months. What does Usman think about the loss? What does Usman think about the loss?
You know, we have to go back to my coaches. I mean, this guy's out there. Duplessis out there. You know, I think a fight like that, and I'm still right there. And I would love this fight back. I would love to fight him again. You know, I think, you know, obviously him fighting for the title, and you know, me and Duplessis co-main. You know, UFC 300. I'm up for that. I mean,
that would be sick. Him versus Duplessis when it goes up to fight for the middleweight title. Duplessis was supposed to fight who? Israel. They had that bad blood. When Duplessis beat Whitaker, he was not ready to fight Israel yet, so that's where Sean Strickland got the chance and won the belt. Who was supposed to fight in that fight? It was supposed to be Usman. It was supposed to be Costa. He was still in the crowd. He had elbow surgery. He had some type of virus on it. He was not able to fight, but somehow still he got in a fight in the crowd, which is just wild. Either it was his fault or the fans' fault, but still should not be happening. So here's one angle, not the best. We'll get you a better angle, don't worry. Here you go. See fans literally jumping over the barrier. Bad blood. Bad blood. One more time for you. Wild that he would jump like that. UFC will probably never allow those people back in an event. Third fight of the night, Johnny Walker versus Ankalaev. Right here, something funny happened.
Then, before you know it, that bruising and the swelling. Oh! Huge body shot, and Walker then lands a knee.
Looked like Johnny Walker played possum there. Unfortunately, the fight was ended early due to an illegal knee.
Unbelievable.
And then, as a result, it was also named a no contest. He was kicked out by the arena security, probably because he was not happy and was causing issues. Ikram won right here. You can see great flying knee and just some great punches right here in the pocket to win his fight. And Saeed won right here. Guy came in, caught his head, put him into a nice little choke. And tap, he felt it, got it, didn't see it, and he actually went out cold. So that's how the main card ended. Here are your prelims as well. Makhachev won by arm triangle over Elliott. Peak beat Yahya by decision. No contest in Basharat and Henry. Unfortunately, in this one, a fighter got kicked in the private parts for a male. And it's not actually laughing matter. It was really bad. He was throwing up in the back. He's getting MRIs and whatnot at the hospital. We wish him the best. Dumas beat Ajarar by decision. The first Indian fighter in the UFC, unfortunately lost here. Bradeen beat Jubi. For Naim, beat Wood by decision. Dudkov won by decision over Yufi. And then Magomed beat Silva by decision. So you can see the undercard wasn't the craziest, lost just decisions and some fun fights. This card actually only took 2 hours and 15 minutes, which is wild to think about. Usually take 3+ hours, so good quick card. Makhachev, the Dagestani, for his flyweight submission of Tim Elliott, won a performance of the night bonus. Saeed won the performance of the night bonus. Ikram won the performance of the night bonus. And Islam, for his win over Volkanovski, won performance of the night bonus. That's your UFC 294 post-fight show, diving into the fights, what happened, everything in between. Comment your thoughts. Were you stoked on this card? Did you find it underwhelming? What do you think will be happening as a reaction to everything moving forward in the next fights to make? Stay here on Randy Silver TV for your MMA news. We also have European football news. We have, of course, MMA news. We have American football news. And we have Hoops news, which is just starting up in a couple days. So much for you here. Thank you for watching with us today. Until UFC 295, we'll see you then.